Mitchell, we're back. You are not going to believe this.
Cam, do you remember why I didn't want you to swap out the handles on Lily's dresser?
Because you lack a designer's eye and fear change?
No, because I was afraid 2 weeks would go by and we'd still be using a spatula to get at Lily's clothes.
Okay, well, we have bigger issues. Guess what they are cutting down at the park today?
A tree.
Yes, how did you know that?
I played a hunch.
Not just any tree, Treona Elmsley.
Oh, no, that's terrible. That's our picnic tree.
It's a nightmare.
Rokan Show with Richard Roper. Richard Roper right here with John Nigerian and Jesse Tyler Ferguson, who, of course, plays Mitchell on Modern Family. And that was a little snippet of Mitchell and Cam, who have a very modern marriage, but in some ways a very traditional marriage on Modern Family. It's one of the reasons I love the show, because of the dynamic between this couple who clearly have great love for each other and often want to kill one another. Jesse Tyler Ferguson is on the Super Celebrity Hotline. Jesse, how are you?
I'm good. I'm here with the Lieutenant Governor. Did you know that? I have a special guest with me.
Look at you. You're already like you're hijacking.
Not just me.
You've got our Lieutenant Governor there.
How are you guys doing?
We're doing terrific. It's good to talk to both of you. And of course, Jesse, you're in Illinois today to talk about possible legislation to legalize gay marriage in Illinois. I think it would make it Illinois, I believe, the 11th state to do so.
I think the 10th, actually. But I like the way you're thinking.
Thank you. So tell us a little bit about the efforts and the reception you've gotten in Illinois so far today.
Well, Sheila Simon was gracious enough to reach out to us and ask us to do this bow tie lobby day, which we're doing tomorrow up in Springfield. My partner, my fiance, I have to get used to saying that, and we started a foundation called Tie the Knot, and we're basically selling bow ties. And the proceeds from those bow ties go to marriage equality. We've teamed up with the Tie Bar to create this great line of bow ties. So we're calling everyone who supports marriage equality to come out and wear their bow ties and make some noise tomorrow.
And the bow tie, tell us a little bit about how that all got started, Jesse, with you in the bow ties. And it's by the way, it's tietheknot.org. We'll have all the information on the website. But tell us a little bit about how that started.
Well, I wanted to get involved in the fashion world and kind of the most low-maintenance sort of way possible. So we thought, what's the smallest piece of clothing I could possibly design? And that is, of course, a bow tie. And we wanted to be philanthropic at the same time. So we created this foundation, and 100% of the proceeds go toward our foundation, which we then funnel out to people who are on the front lines fighting for marriage equality.
And Lieutenant Governor Sheila Simon. Hi, Sheila. It's good to talk to you again. Can you talk a little bit about what the chances are, you think, of this legislation passing in Illinois? Obviously, as you know, it's always a heated battle. We've had, the comments coming from Cardinal Francis George. What do you think the chances are here in Illinois?
I'm optimistic because of support around the state. The state is full of families who are made up in many different ways, and everyone is connected in one way or another, or a part of a family that is a little bit like the Modern Family. And we need to recognize that, and we need to promote those relationships and their full equality.
And Jesse, we were talking a little bit about the show, and one of the wonderful things about the show is how your marriage to Cam, how Mitchell's marriage to Cam is treated as part of this great extended Modern Family, where you have three units that are so much like the families we know in real life, and how so many of the situations involving you and Cam are situations that any married couple could relate to, regardless of whether it's a same-sex union or a man and a woman.
Correct. I mean, that's, I think, what makes our show so special. And just to correct you, Cam and Mitchell aren't married because they do live in California, where it's not legal yet. So hopefully we'll see wedding bells in the future.
Right.
But the funny thing that Eric and I, who plays my partner on the show, we always get to meet fans who say, my wife is such a Cam, or my husband's such a Mitchell, or I can't believe when you tried to Ferberize your baby, we tried to do that once too. And it's like all these different families, gay, straight, black, white, they all relate to, what it's like to be new parents raising a baby. So that's something that's been really encouraging and really fun to play.
And the show, you're now in season 4?
That's correct.
And still doing well. Are we looking? I talked to Danny Zucker. We talked on Twitter. That's how this works in life, and told him here's to at least 4 more years. Are you guys locked in? Are you committed for the long run with Modern Family?
I think we're going to keep doing it as long as people watch it, and hopefully, when it does end, it will be at a time where people don't want us to go, and we're not it's not like taking a horse out to pasture.
Lily turns 30.
Long time,
that kind of thing.
I hope everyone keeps watching.
All right, Jesse Tyler Ferguson and, of course, Illinois Lieutenant Governor Sheila Simon, thanks so much for taking out the time, and best of luck with the continuing effort here. We support you.
Thanks very much, guys. Talk with you soon.
All right, you got it. Didn't know we had
Nicely
governor.
done.
You see that, John? I didn't know we had the lieutenant governor there as well. He's already
Rose jealous of both.
Well, it's funny. You were talking about Modern Family, and if people haven't checked it out, you got to watch it on ABC. And of course, you can go back, and it is one of those shows where every episode is self-contained, but it's always best if you watch it from the beginning, so you can go to Hulu or any of those places. But I actually did once tweet. I'm like, geez, the dad on Modern Family really reminds me of me. And of course, a bunch of people were like, which dad? Because there's like 4 of them on there, and I'm like, I meant the Ed O'Neill character, the older guy, just
the older guy married to Sophia.
Yeah, exactly.
I could see how
I meant him, but I could also be, the dad who's got the 3 kids and is,
I saw your significant other walking in through the studio here a little earlier. More like a Sophia.
Yeah, a little bit. But as we mentioned, though, the dynamic between, and I do apologize, I said on the show they were married. Of course, they're in California, and you can't be. But I mean, it seems so much like a marriage, even though they did that classic TV thing where the kid who played Lily in the first season, I think maybe the second season as well in the show, they didn't really get along with her. The kid, I guess, was already starting to be difficult, so they brought in a new Lily, the daughter. For people who haven't seen the show, they've adopted a daughter, and she got like 4 years older in 1 year too, and nobody talks about that. I think they did that with Tabitha a couple of times.
The only ones they haven't done it with are the Bradys on the Brady Bunch, and maybe Opie. And that was just because they knew Ron Howard was going to be such a hit.
Yeah, well, and the funniest thing, too, of course, on Bewitched, the real classic thing was when they switched Darrens halfway through it because Dick York decided he didn't want to do it or wanted some more money, and they're just like, she's a witch. Shouldn't she have noticed? There's a different Darren. But if you get a chance, check out Modern Family, because I said one of the great things about the show is, you've got the one family, where it's the husband and the wife and the 3 kids. And then you've got Julie Bowen's character. Her dad has remarried, and now he's married to Sofia Vergara, and they've got a 12-year-old she has from a previous marriage, and now they've got one on the way because she's pregnant, right? That's coming. And then you've got the characters played by Jesse Tyler Ferguson and Eric Stone Street, Mitchell and Cam, who are together, live together, and he's actually a lawyer, his character, and Cam's a stay-at-home dad, if you will, and they've got a kid. So you've got 3 generations of families, but they really are, in the true sense of the word, a modern family.
And Jesse's charity, by the way, Tie the Knot. I put out a link to it on Twitter. Cool. You can go to Rich Roper's Twitter account.
Sure.
At Richard Roper. The full name, correct. Richard Roper. Or mine, Option Monster, and you can see it.
And here's the thing about tying the knot. There is hope for everyone to tie the knot. Isn't that true, Christina?